the first shots we see a video from the family archives. The mother puts the twins to bed and sings them a lullaby. The woman also laments the fact that she is getting old. Next we are shown the father driving his sons, Elias and Lucas, in the car. Elias drew a picture for their mother and wrote that they miss her very much. Finally the family arrives at the country house. The man is not going to go inside, because his wife is not ready to see him yet. She needs to be alone for a while. But she misses her sons very much. The twins enter the luxurious house, but the mother was nowhere to be found, either in the yard or inside. In a room with curtained windows on the second floor, the brothers found spoiled food. Finally the mother came out to them. She had recently undergone plastic surgery, so her face was hidden by a special compression mask. The children were a little confused. The woman acts nervous and doesn't want anyone to see her like this. She is very concerned about her age. Also, the woman asked that she not tell the father about it. The brothers have unpacked their things. They wonder what the mother looks like under the mask. The woman went into her children's room, gave them a cool gift, and asked them not to invite guests into the house until she recovered from the surgery. In addition, they were not allowed to open the blinds because sunlight harms the skin. They're also not allowed into her bedroom or the barn. Lucas and Elias think the mother is acting strangely. When the son gave her the drawing, she hugged him. In the evening there was dinner. The children suggested that their mother do something together. She was a little confused, but she watched a movie with her sons and then read them a story. Elias asked the mother to sing the lullaby, but she said he was too old for that. When the woman left, Elias told Lucas that their mother had changed. The boy worries that the mother hasn't seen them for a long time and therefore has fallen out of love. Lucas sang that very lullaby himself, unaware that the mother was eavesdropping under the door. At night, as the son slept, she reached out to him. The next day, the children were walking not far from the house. The brothers became increasingly concerned about what was happening. Suddenly they saw the barn with the door boarded up. Despite their mother's prohibition, they got in through the window. At first the brothers saw nothing suspicious, but then Elias noticed a dark stain on the wall. As the twins were leaving the barn, the mother caught them. She reacted very aggressively, shoved Elias and told him that they would not leave the house from now on. The children were shocked by this. In the house hangs an old photograph of the woman glittering in front of paparazzi. Lucas treated the brother's scratch on his elbow. Elias is bothered by that strange stain in the barn, but Lucas thinks it's just paint. At night Elias had a nightmare and woke up with a wet sheet. When he went out into the hallway, he heard the mother talking to someone on the phone. It bothers her that Elias is always near his brother. The woman tells a certain interlocutor that she can't be in this house anymore and that she's tired of pretending. Suddenly the mother heard extraneous noises, and Elias hurried back to bed, pretending to be asleep. She covered him with the blanket and left. The next day Elias told his brother everything. The mother came into the kitchen, and she thought it strange that Elias had suddenly decided to wash his sheets. When the mother received the call again, the children decided to follow her, but could hear nothing. Then they found their toy radios, and making sure the mother was asleep in the hall, sneaked into her room. Elias found the mother's medicine, which can cause drowsiness. He hid the walkie-talkie under the bed. At that moment the woman woke up. Elias noticed that their family photo was not on the wall, and the rest of the pictures were upside down. When they heard footsteps, the brothers rushed to hide. They watched as their mother stood by the mirror and looked at herself. Then she turned on the music and began to dance while looking at her reflection. Elias saw their drawing in the trash. Meanwhile, the woman went to the bathroom, unaware that one of the twins was hiding under the sink. At some point she took off the mask, and after looking at her face, put it back on. As she left, the woman noticed the crumpled drawing on the floor and tore it up. Elias watched in shock. The brothers were now sure there was something wrong with the mother. Besides, she had never smoked before. Perhaps the woman was not their mother at all. She used to always sing them the lullaby before going to bed, but now she has become cold and aloof. Elias doesn't want to believe that. In the evening they compared a picture of their mother with a picture of this woman. Their mother's eyes were green and this woman's were blue. The brothers wanted to call their father, but he would not pick up the phone. The mother knocked on the children's room, which was locked. The woman said she wanted to fix the misunderstanding between them, and suggested that the sons have dinner together. They said they weren't hungry, not daring to leave the room. In the evening, Elias watched the family video. Their mother always worried about her age. At night, the woman burst into their room and demanded that Elias hand over the phone. She can't let the children call their father. Elias did not want to give her the phone, but she took it anyway and broke it. The brothers barricaded the door and decided to take turns on watch. When they turned on the radio, they heard the woman making strange noises. Elias dared to go and see what it was all about. There was music playing in the house. Elias saw his mother in the bathtub. She wasn't wearing the compression mask, but she had a treatment mask. The boy wanted to take the mask off and look at his mother's face, but she suddenly woke up. Elias fled to his room. The boys barricaded the door again, not wanting to let the pseudo-mother in. But the woman broke in anyway and said she would not tolerate such treatment. Elias told the woman that she was not their mother. For this, the boy received a slap in the face, but he continued to insist on his own, demanding from the woman to answer where their mother was. Ignoring Lucas, the woman took Elias to the bathroom and refused to let him go until he admitted that she was his mother. The boy had no choice but to say what she wanted. At night, the woman put cream on her hands and tidied up her appearance. But in fact, there was a black entity hiding under her skin. It turned out to be just Elias's nightmare. Lucas told his brother that they had to run away now, because it was dangerous to stay here. So the brothers did. They knocked on the first house they saw to ask for help, but no one was there.
Nobody's here!
The boys managed to get inside. The electricity doesn't work. The house is obviously uninhabited. The phone doesn't work either. The brothers decided to wait out the storm here. They kept wondering where their real mother was. At night, Elias dreamed of that barn again. When he woke up, he didn't find Lucas around. Suddenly, the boy was horrified to see a handprint on the glass. He overcame his fear and looked out the window. Some black entity had broken the glass and started crawling toward Elias and reaching out to him. In the following footage, we see the boys being woken up by two police officers. They told the officers that the woman in the house was not their mother. Gary and Sandy were about to take the children to safety. At one point, the boys realized with horror that they were being taken home. They were met by the mother, who was not wearing the mask this time. The woman thanked the police for bringing her children home. Gary was embarrassed, but he asked the woman for selfies with him anyway, because he is a longtime fan. The woman was grateful, but said she didn't look right for the photo. In the room, the brothers wondered why this woman looked exactly like their mother. Somehow she had managed to deceive the police. Meanwhile, the officers continued to talk to the woman, as they must find out how Elias got the abrasions. The woman tearfully said she couldn't understand why her son suddenly stopped recognizing her. The brothers could not sleep, knowing that no one would believe them. They decided they had to find their mother by all means. When the police left, the woman entered their room. She rebuked Elias, because she had to take off the mask 3 days early because of him. The woman also told her son that he would have to learn to love her. At night, when the woman wiped her face, red stains remained on the handkerchief. She cried. In the morning, the woman discovered that the blinds in her room were open and she was tied up. The boys demanded to tell where their mother was. The woman offered a deal, promising that if it stopped now, she would not be angry. Elias asked her to explain the difference in eye color. The woman said she often used colored contact lenses for filming. The children were not convinced. They were determined to get the truth at any cost and poured a bucket of cold water on the woman. She tried to convince the twins that she was their mother. Lucas thought they should run while they could, but Elias wasn't going to back down and demanded to know why she tore up their drawing. The woman cried and said for the umpteenth time that she was their mother. The children did not believe her and decided to check to see if she had contact lenses in her purse. Lucas said there were no lenses in the purse. The boy kept insisting that they had to get out of here and then look for the mother. The brothers began to pack their things. Elias heard the woman calling him. When he entered the room, the woman began to persuade him to release her, for he must not obey his brother in everything. Elias asked why she had torn up his drawing. The woman replied that it was a mistake. Lucas came into the room and realized that his brother was going to let the imposter go. Lucas told him to carry duct tape and a sock so the woman wouldn't lie anymore. The woman begged him not to, for her face still hadn't healed from the surgery. But Elias did what his brother asked him to do. Lucas thinks they did the right thing. The brother reminded him that together they are a force. Suddenly the police arrived. Lucas told his brother to distract the officers. When he opened the door, they asked to call his mother. Lucas lied that she wasn't home. Sandy sensed something was wrong and called the children's mother, but no one answered the phone. Sandy noticed that Elias was holding something back and advised him to be honest, but he said it was all right. As the officers were leaving, Sandy heard suspicious noises, but thought she was imagining them. The brothers called a cab, but he was gone for a long time. Elias said he supposedly forgot his toothbrush and returned to the house. He decided to check the purse himself and found contact lenses in it after all. Elias realized the brother had tricked him. Lucas came in and tried to explain himself. Elias did not understand why the brother hated his mother and ran to the second floor, locking the door. Then Elias released the mother, who hugged him. The boy cried and said that he didn't mean to do that, he just succumbed to his brother's influence. Elias doesn't understand what's going on and wants things to go back to the way they were before. The mother asked the son to help her with something. Lucas was nowhere to be found, and Elias was concerned, but the mother told the son to follow her. They came to the very same barn. Elias was very frightened, but went inside anyway. The mother asked him to look at the stain on the wall and answer what it was. The boy tried to convince himself that it was just paint, but deep down he knew it wasn't true. The mother confessed that she could no longer stand the way her son was constantly talking and playing with his brother, who was no longer alive. The mother told Elias that it wasn't his fault, he didn't know that the gun was loaded. It's hard, but Elias has to accept the truth and realize it. That's why the mother tore up the drawing. She could not look at their happy family in the drawing. Not wanting to believe it, Elias pushed his mother down. The lamp fell on the hay, and the flames began to burst into flames. The woman did not regain consciousness, and Elias fled in terror while the barn burned. The boy sat down on the grass and cried, and the next moment he saw his mother and brother, alive and unharmed. The mother said he was not to blame for anything. Please subscribe to the channel.